Hello everyone, I'm Margaret and welcome to my channel. Today's video is on the Feng Shui energies for the month of November 2022, which runs from November 7 to December 6 of 2022. Now it is the 10th month of the Ren Yin Water Tiger year. Now these are energies for the month, which means they're temporary. So it's just for the month. So if you are actually working or sleeping in a room that does not have good energies after you listen to my tutorial, then find another room that you can use. Okay, so again, this is just a short-term measure as the energy of the month, it's temporary. So, and it will actually help you, especially if you're also dealing with current health and financial issues or challenges. Okay, so what you see here is a chart with 9 grids. You will find two numbers. The big number indicates the annual star and the small number indicates the monthly star. Now use a reliable compass to locate your house facing and the different sectors of your home. So as we move into November, the number 2 illness star flies into the center sector, now increasing the ill effects of the annual 5 yellow, which is in the center this year of 2022. Now, what happens is this just intensified the negative ill effects of the number 5 more than ever. So strong remedies are actually really needed in the center of the home for this month. So another measure that you can do is try not to make too much noise in the center, or actually not have any active or activities in the center this month. Okay, so let's briefly go through each sector's energy for the month of November. So what we see here is the southeast. We'll just go through each sector. So we begin with the southeast sector, which has the 4 and 1 star. So we have the scholastic luck in the southeast sectors this month, then actually benefiting the scholars and students and anybody in the literary field, excelling at their studies, excelling at their written words, and these people will actually benefit from having this literary luck or energy in that particular sector. So if you're using that sector, there's possibility of promotions at work for the month. So take advantage of this good energy here to advance your career, or to even actually improve in your studies. Now, especially like, let's say you're taking exams, you can benefit from the auspicious energy or chi of this sector. So occupants of this particular sector can also look forward to probably good romance luck, the number 4 is still in this particular sector. Okay, it's the annual star that's in this particular southeast sector. But for this particular month, do avoid placing water in this particular southeast sector. Okay, so let's go to the south sector, which has the number 9 and number 6 stars in its sector right now, and which actually has the heaven luck or the heavenly luck. So the heaven star number 6 flies into this particular sector, bringing the luck of helpful people, noblemen, maybe even windfalls. So, it's good, but there's a clash of the elements in this particular sector. So it does suggest that there could be some sort of misunderstandings between generations, and could probably lead to some sort of arguments between the young and the old. And there's a potential also for eye-related disorders or illnesses, and to people that actually occupy these particular sectors as well. So, and maybe some tempers might be aggravated as well for this particular month. So be careful also with your health if you do have a bedroom is in this particular sector, in the south sector for this month. Okay. Now let's get on to the next other sectors. Now let's go to the southwest sector right now, which has the 2 and 8 stars, and which actually come out with a completion star or a sum of 10. So the number 8 prosperity star flies into the southwest sector, bringing with it wealth luck to the occupants of this particular sector. So those living in the southwest facing houses will have probably good investment luck this month. And this star is also beneficial for women for this particular month. This particular sector also enjoys, again, the sum of 10 combination, which means projects can get completed if you're working on something. And, this brings about good opportunity luck for you to put your projects to a close, and also putting some of your ideas forward. And maybe this time it will actually be how do you call it, be put into action. Okay, so again, but don't forget to keep the number 2 annual star here subdued with some metal cures as well. Okay, that is all. If you already have your annual cues, then just leave it there. Okay, so let's go to the next sector, which is the east sector, which has the quarrelsome star. The annual quarrelsome star of number 3 is in this particular sector. So what happens here with the number 9 magnifying star or energy coming into this particular sector, then of course it just intensifies the quarrelsome nature of the number 3. Especially also if you have a front door in this particular sector, you must find ways of keeping this energy mitigated by just putting by brightly lighting up this space. It's there's a potential or likelihood of quarrels within the household. So use bright light and maybe even a red carpet in this particular sector, in this particular area. The energies of the conflict can get enhanced by the incoming monthly star of the number 9. And you don't want this to intensify to the point that it becomes a lawsuit or other legal problem. And if you do have an office in this particular sector, then maybe you can temporarily use another room if at all possible. Okay, so let's get on to the center of the home at this point in time. Now the center of the home at this time actually how to call this, is actually visited by the number 2 illness star. Okay, so there's a probability of accidents and sickness and misfortune, that can affect the whole family, because the center of the home affects everyone in the family. Problems can arise from trouble at work or illnesses, loss, or financial loss or something like that. So you do need to keep the center quiet this month and make sure your elemental cures are in place, because the number 5 annual star is in this particular sector. I am sure you would have all your metal cures already in place in the center. And if you do need to feel the need for, how do you call this, adding more metal objects, then go ahead, do that. It can with this metal remedies, it can actually mitigate the negative energies of both the number 5 and the number 2. So obstacles and illness energies might prevail for the next few weeks, so do not have open fires or candles here, because the fire energy could actually just intensify the number 5 and the number 2, and just encourage it to go to a very critical point. And if at all possible, avoid using this sector if you can. Okay, now let's get on to the west sector of your property or your home this month. Now the west sector has the number 7 and 4 stars, which means that the literary or the romance star actually has flown and visited the west this month. And the combination here makes it kind of unfavorable, because you have the metal element of the number 7 with the wood element of the number 4, or metal chopping wood. So occupants of this particular sector, the west sector, must be thorough. If you have an office here as particular, must be thorough with your work as well, because you can actually end up in having problems, errors that can cost you financial sum of money. This combination can also bring danger of being betrayed or cheated. The clash of elements here points to constant arguments, because you know that the number 7 is also robbery and violence star. So the other point you have to remember is like if you're pregnant, probably it's best to avoid this particular sector as it's extremely unfavorable for you, uh, for all those women who are in their pregnancy at this point. Make sure you have also some sort of still water remedies in place here to mitigate the negative energy from the number 7. It can actually just enhance the number 4, but you would already have that number 7 remedy in place already for the annual number 7 negative energy. Okay. So anyway, so let's go to the next sector, which is the northeast sector, which has the number 8 and the number 5 stars. And as you know, number 5 is the bad luck star. So it brings around some sort of misfortune, luck to this particular sector, the northeast sector, and it can bring severe money problem and bad luck to the occupants of the northeast. The annual prosperity star does continue to bring some sort of wealth luck, but just be careful with your finances as the number 5 can actually cause severe problems, right? So unfortunately, the energy here is unfavorable also for children. So avoid letting your young children or any of your children sleep in this particular sector for this month. Now, also, if you're actually using these particular sectors, do avoid rough sports as it could actually also create some sort of injuries and, potentially hurting you. And it can also cause some sort of illnesses or, any sort of health problems that is related to stomach, the muscles, and the mouth. Okay, so just be a little bit more cautious when you're using this particular northeast sector for the month of November. Okay, so let's get on to the next sectors, which is the north sector. And the north sector right now has the number 1 and 7 star. So the robbery and betrayal star actually is now visiting the north, and it flies in bringing accidents and money loss type of energy to the occupants of this particular sector. So those residing here may encounter some serious challenges or competition in their jobs and in their careers or in their business. You do still to place probably a water remedy to mitigate the number 7 energy, negative energy. And at the same time, it does, enhance the number 1 star. Okay, the number 1 water element star. Okay, so let's get on to the next sector, which is the northwest sector, which has the number 6 and 3 stars right now. And so the number 3 brings in the negative energy of conflicts and quarrels, and arguments. So residents this particular sector will be troubled by more disagreement, more arguments, more quarrels, which could actually also, it might also lead to some sort of legal entanglement or complications. So to prevent this quarrelsome energy from intensifying, we can actually use a red carpet in this particular sector, okay? And the good news is that the occupants do enjoy some sort of unexpected windfalls or luck that is attached to speculations. And but in terms of this being the patriarch sector, health-wise, it is particularly unfavorable for men. Okay, for the men. So lung problems might be indicated. So again, keep this sector quiet this month. If you do not need to use any of these negative sectors or have the ability to use the good sectors, go ahead and do that, okay? So let's recap and summarize. Okay, so the illness star joins the 5 yellow in the center. So there's an increase of illnesses, violence, arguments, and accidents, for the whole household. Essential that we actually keep the center, particularly the center of the home, quiet. So you have to be a little bit more careful with the center area, the east area, the northeast, north, and northwest sector. As you can see here, anything that's highlighted in the red color or the brownish red color, those are the sectors that you have to be a little bit more careful of. And the other sectors that are highlighted in yellow are the lucky sectors. They're the southeast, south, southwest, and west sector. But mind you, you do have the 2 and 7 in the southwest and the west, so you do also need to pay attention to the fact that the 2 stars are actually in those 2 particular sectors this year. Okay, so again, November does not bring any break from the negative effects of the past month, of the past difficult October. So the previous month was actually dotted with conflicts. So this coming November month, you will see the number 2 joining the number 5. And of course, it brings along more challenges in the form of violence, accidents, illness. So this is sort of a warning for everyone to be extra careful. We suggest to place the appropriate remedies in the affected areas in your homes, particularly in the central sector, where the negative earth energies are so strong. You have the 5 and 2 in the center. So the center sector need metal to keep the negative energy under control. We suggest not to use the center part of your home for any of these activities or any activities this month, and avoid the other afflicted sectors if you can, which are the northeast, east, north, and northwest sector. And again, try to keep the afflicted sectors quiet and not too brightly lit. And to take advantage of the auspicious sector, use the southeast, south, southwest, and west sectors. Plan your activities around these lucky parts of the home. And it does indicate with the chart that the female, the matriarch, is a bit stronger in luck than the patriarch for November. And the mother of the family can actually also help bring everyone together and restoring some sort of balance and harmony in the home. And whereas fathers, the men, you have to keep your cool and your temper in check, as the northwest, the sector that represents the father, is affected with the quarrelsome number 3. So the effect of this star number often cause as many problems as the 5 yellow or the illness star number 2. Okay, so with its arrival in the northwest, please, which represents the leader, it is a good idea to ensure its bad effects are properly subdued. Okay, so here we have it, a short summary, a short discussion, or a short tutorial of the different sectors of your home for the month of November, and the different sector which has the good and the bad energies, and where you actually can use which sector you can actually use to help you with your particular short-term goals as well. Now, if you do have health issues, then again, look at the chart, find out where you can actually take advantage of the auspicious energies and use that particular sector, and avoid the negative ones. Okay, so there you have it, the energies for the different sectors. It is good that we can determine the flight or the path of these stars, and in this way it can enable us to take the necessary precautions to remedy any negative sectors and enhance the positive ones. Okay, now if you have enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. And please share this video with some of your other friends who might be interested, or your family members. And again, this is Margaret thanking you for watching, and hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye for now.